After the Rams' Super Bowl win, the LAPD did what they do best. As fans celebrated in downtown Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Police Department showed up, whether it be in a caravan of SUVs, as seen here, or on horseback through local gas stations.
Up to the wall! Right here, guys.
The presence of police on the streets of LA was paramount. They fired projectiles at the crowd celebrating the Rams' first win since the year 1999. Genuinely curious, does this make one feel safer? Also curious, seeing hundreds upon hundreds of officers, is the presence needed? Is this public safety or public intimidation? Do you like your tax dollars funding this?
Hey, we don't want you in LA! ICE, ICE, go away! We don't want you in LA!
It was the presence of ICE officers that activists brought attention to because, unironically, many immigrants were likely to be working as street vendors in Inglewood, California. And yet, it is Nancy Pelosi who famously took a knee that can only be thought of as performative art and simply nothing more, saying this today.
Your colleague Karen Bass, running for mayor of Los Angeles, is trying to increase the police force in LA. Cori Bush, Congresswoman from Missouri, is saying it's time to defund the police. She's sticking by that. You're the speaker. How do you think Democrats should address rising crime?
Well, with all the respect in the world for Cori Bush, that is not the position of the Democratic Party.
Last night in LA, Instagram user Prolaroid captured what appears to be an LA officer aiming his weapon at the crowd. They note it took place at Atlantic and Whittier. As Kevin Rector also noted, police issued a dispersal order and shot projectiles after some revelers who gathered in downtown LA to celebrate the Rams' Super Bowl win grew unruly. Many of the hundreds of fans who converged near LA Live by 8 p.m., including Michael Gillette, 31, and his partner, just wanted to celebrate with the crowd. It's a wild night. We're glad we're here, he said. In LA, we aren't tearing things down, we are building things back. Rector was on the scene. Above this video that you're seeing on his Twitter, he wrote, "Police keep giving the dispersal orders and telling people coming toward them to instead leave down an alley, frustrating some who live in the area." He would add in another tweet, "People are still coming out of restaurants and bars on the block. We're just going to walk this way like we're normal citizens," one woman said to her scared friend as they came out of a bar and walked hurriedly away from the skirmish line of officers a few yards away. Noteworthy, a few reckless fans trashed an LA City bus. By 10 p.m., the LA Live crowd had relocated to Grand and 12th. People threw water bottles and traffic cones, and several climbed atop parked cars. Some sprayed graffiti onto buildings and signs, Rector added. The irony to activist and author Bree Newsom Bass is a Super Bowl took place with Kendrick Lamar, Snoop, Dre, Anderson .Paak, Mary J. Blige, and Eminem taking the stage, while the evening ends with heavy police presence and tanks patrolling the city. The same police forces that allegedly boycotted the Super Bowl halftime performance, at least that's via the Suffolk County Police Benevolent Association, or the SCBA, on their Facebook page. All of this, however, for many, know what this level of intensity from police to ICE officials and the militarized way of patrolling the city means. Los Angeles will be hosting the 2028 Olympics. In preparation, they built SoFi Stadium while kicking out the less fortunate in the area. At Echo Park Lake, they displaced the homeless through a Fugazi initiative led by Councilmember Mitch O'Farrell called Project Room Key. The result was NBC showing the lake with Al Michaels touting its scenic glory. As our guy Dave Zirin wrote, "I've had friends in LA contact me upset about the levels of militarized policing they witnessed during the Super Bowl. If that bothered you, please know that the Super Bowl is merely an aperitif, barely a palate cleanser, compared to what you'll see for the 2028 LA Olympics."